people use tarot readings to deal with questions about life, and right now, Whoopi's finding out what's in the cards from psychic tarot card reader Sandy Anastasi. Welcome, Sandy. Okay, so what exactly, how do the tarot cards actually work for you to predict things?
Well, first off, let me hand these to Whoopi so she can start shuffling them, and I'll tell you how they work.
Okay, so you always give them to somebody to shuffle?
Well, not always, actually.
Okay.
As a psychic, I can tune into Whoopi's vibration, and I can shuffle the cards while I think of her, and then do the layout myself, and it'll still come up more accurately. But frankly, everybody's going to be more impressed if she shuffles them.
Okay, so they don't think anything's fixed. What's on the cards? They actually lay out what part of your life, what...
It depends.
I don't know anything about these.
Yeah, you can look at the past, you can look at the present, you can look at the future.
Okay.
The tarot cards, first of all, are rooted so deeply in history, nobody really knows where they came from. Our earliest history is the gypsies carrying them around Europe, and we know them as a divination tool, a fortune-telling tool. I believe that they were used to train psychics, because if you do the tarot cards for many, many years, as I've done, they initially start out, one card has one meaning. You know, card A means this, card B means this. You put those two meanings together, it's like a math problem.
Okay.
You get C as a result.
So it's an equation.
Yeah, so you don't have to be psychic to read the cards.
Are you ready?
But the cards train your psychic ability.
Are you ready?
Would you cut them into 4 piles for me?
Okay.
Some readers use 4 piles, some 3, some read off the top of the deck. Everyone is different.
Okay, so let's do it.
And you know, Whoopi, if you put your hand over the top of the cards, you're going to feel this weird vibration on them. Pick me whichever pile, like so, pick whichever pile you're most attracted to. Which one says pick me? Ah, okay. Now, we're going to look at where your future is going.
All right.
Does that worry you?
Do you feel like doing that?
You know, nothing worries me except when I have to go to the bathroom.
Good. Good. Carte blanche, then.
Does she have to go there in the future? Yes.
Probably about 15 minutes from now.
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
Get a bottle of water.
Yeah. Well, the first card I'm going to put down is going to talk about where your mind is at right now. You know, what are you thinking about? What's on your mind? This is telling me that you've got some choices to make and not sure which way you want to jump. There are so many possibilities out there. You have a particular thing that you're looking at. You may have 2 or 3 different options on the plate as far as perhaps a piece of property that you're thinking of buying or selling. And it doesn't feel like there's one. It feels like there's 2 or perhaps more, but it feels like a definite 2. So this could be like, where do I want to live? Or do I want to get rid of this piece of property and create a new piece of property?
Are you still selling your place?
But there's a shift, okay? Now, the next card I'm going to be putting down talks about the current situation. That's what's on her mind now. That's what she's thinking about. The next card is her current situation.
Can I touch the card? Can we? Can you lay it down the other way so that everyone at home can see too in the camera? There we go. Does that affect anything?
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Because it means something different now. She turned them upside down on me.
There goes your future.
You touched the cards.
You see, actually, touching them wouldn't have bothered me, although most psychics say, don't touch my cards when I read. But I read the cards right side up and inverted, and it changes the meaning.
What?
You see? Yeah. You see, this card right here says she already made the decision. This card says she's still thinking about it.
So you're deciding on...
She hasn't made the decision yet. Okay? And this card here says she's moving like tomorrow now, but this card right here says it's going to be maybe a month from now, but there's also a possibility, depending on what she chooses here, that it might not be until the first of the year.
Okay, so we'll go with how you first put them down. Good luck with your future, and the uncertainty seems to be very clear.
And the third card we're going to put down is the future. This is what's coming up in her next 3 months. And that's both because of the number on the card here. This way your audience can see the card. Okay? Because the number on the card is a 3, but also the position would be the next 3 months. So the position actually tells me what's going on, too. And this talks about it's all set in motion. The plans are made. The future is already out there. You know what's going to happen. You just have to make the final decisions and do it and get it off the ground and make it roll. It's all happening. It's all good.
Okay. So then there are 3 cards there. Is this feeling like, I mean, this could almost apply to everybody, though, right? Like, in a way?
Oh, no, this doesn't apply to anybody else in your audience. This only applies to Whoopi.
Does it distract you when there's someone else sitting with the person, or is that...
When it actually...
Does that interfere?
With something like this, it doesn't, because I really am only reading the cards. I'm not doing this as a psychic reading.
Okay.
I'm only reading the cards. And when you're only reading the cards, the other energies around don't bother you. However, if I was channeling this information, if I was using spirit to help give me help to read these, yes, your presence would be a distraction, because then I would be picking things up, for example, about your little girl that I shouldn't be picking up.
I'm sorry?
Don't ask. Just let it go. Yes. Yes.
I'll find out in August. I don't need anybody right here to tell me anything that's all in some spooky cards. Do you feel like this is like real for you?
All of this is accurate.
Thank you very much. You guys are all going home with a copy of Sandy's book. And when we come back, Sherry is getting a personal reading from John Edwards. Stick around.